Good evening. It is my pleasure and honor to welcome all of you to tonight's baccalaureate service and to the launch of the 2017 commencement weekend. We welcome our graduating seniors, your parents, grandparents, siblings, friends, others who are with us here tonight, and those who are unable to be with us physically this evening but are able to join us via the wonders of modern technology. This year marks the 175th anniversary of the founding of Ohio Wesleyan, and our charter, written 175 years ago, said that we would be forever devoted to the most liberal principles, that is, a liberal arts institution, and that we would be accessible to all students regardless of religious affiliation. We were founded by Methodists, and our founders believed in the integration of the life of the mind with the life of the spirit and the life of the heart. But they wanted to create a university that from the beginning valued diversity of expression and diversity of experience. And tonight we celebrate the rich diversity that is Ohio Wesleyan. You see behind me this evening expressions of our global and international diversity. And as we move through the evening, you will see expressions of the religious diversity that is so important to our campus. This experience is planned by our graduating seniors. They've chosen as the theme a metamorphosis, that is transformation or change. And seniors, maybe you remember when you visited as prospective students 4 or 5 years ago, maybe you remember me saying that if you were to choose Ohio Wesleyan, and if 4 or 5 years later I had the opportunity to preside over your commencement, it would be my hope at that time, now this time, not that you look back 4 or 5 years ago and say, you know, I remembered what I wanted out of college and I did it all. But rather I said to you, I hope you would be able to look back and say, you know, I remember what I wanted, and I got so much more. I was able to do things I did not know I would ever do, to go places I did not imagine I would ever go, to encounter people and experiences and ideas and disciplines I never imagined I would encounter, and in the process, to become a person I did not know I could become. When I said that to you 4 or 5 years ago, I said that's what it means to choose a college that changes lives. Tonight I say that's what it means to experience metamorphosis. And so tonight we celebrate the life-changing impact of an Ohio Wesleyan education, but we also celebrate the university-changing impact of the class of 2017 in this evening of metamorphosis. Welcome.
Hello everyone, my name is Lee LaBeouf. I'm the class of 2017 class president.
And I am James Murphy. I'm the class of 2017 vice president.
We're so honored to welcome all of you here today. It's so nice to look out and see so many families and friends who have been able to join us on this celebratory weekend. Although this weekend draws a lot of attention to the students, we would actually like to take this opportunity to thank Chaplain John Powers.
I still remember my first week at Ohio Wesleyan as my mother kept calling me, because I left her, that I needed to go visit the chaplain. And as I was still wearing my lanyard around my neck, I went all the way up to the 3rd floor and I found Chaplain Powers' office, and there he was sitting down in his chair. I walked in and he simply said, "I've been waiting for you." Since that day, I've been welcomed to Ohio Wesleyan, and Chaplain Powers has shown me much more than I could have ever imagined.
Chaplain Powers has been there to cheer on many students throughout their metamorphoses at Ohio Wesleyan. There have been times where I've been running through downtown Delaware and have run past Chaplain Powers while he was on an evening stroll, and he has never once failed to say, "Keep going, you're doing a great job." If you attend any student performance on campus, he is without a doubt the loudest person in the audience cheering on all of the students. So we are very grateful for the time that he has dedicated to this university. I know we are not the only ones. He's done so much, and so please join us in thanking him.
We are now going to turn over to our much more talented classmates, and we're going to see their experiences and metamorphoses at Ohio Wesleyan. So.
Thank you.
Note to self, never trust Lee and James with a script. That is not the script I wrote for them. I'm honored and I thank you. I would like to invite to come forward Tiona Consul, Dr. Paul Dean, Chris Mickens, and members of Viva Latinx and Horizons International. Please come forward. Yes. Horizons. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Friends and family of Ohio Wesleyan, these are those who, more than anyone else on our campus this year, have served as a powerful word witness, self and soul, to what President Jones has already described as the core values of our university. The President's Commission on Racial and Cultural Diversity honors them for their leadership, their amazing energy, and their inspiration to all of us. Beloved leaders of this university, we love you, we honor you, and we thank God for you. Blessed be you. Dr. Michael.
Each of Ohio Wesleyan University's Religious Life Awards honors an individual who exemplifies a faithful witness to the ethical, spiritual, and missional values of Ohio Wesleyan, as those are delineated in the university's charter and statement of aims, and demonstrated in leadership both on the campus and in the community, including especially their religious community. On the spot that is now Beagley Library, there once stood a stately old church, St. Paul's Methodist. St. Paul's minister of music was Bliss Wyant. Bliss and his wife Mildred, both alums of Ohio Wesleyan, left Delaware to live for 30 years in China as missionaries, teaching music and English, but more importantly, promoting international peace and understanding. The Wyants returned to Delaware to teach us about the richness and the great work of Chinese culture. And some of their Chinese hymns are in the current United Methodist hymnal. The Bliss and Mildred Wyant Award was established in their honor to remember the importance of leadership, which promotes interfaith and intercultural understanding. And the 2017 recipient is Jude Fahum.
Jude Fahum, with the pondering patience and tolerance of a turtle, and the enlightened, alert leadership of a lion, and the cautious curiosity of a cat. You, Jude, model interfaith leadership at its very best. Your gentle spirit and brilliant mind combine to make you a formidable force for good on this campus and in the world, not just tonight, but for the rest of your life. Jude, we love you, we honor you, and we thank God for you.
Thank you, Jesse.
For over 50 years, Emeritus Chaplain James Leslie was the conscience of this campus. With punishing wit and gentle grace, his prophetic voice was a clarion call for social justice. The Chaplain James Leslie Award was established in his honor to remember the importance of leadership, which promotes peace and justice. The 2017 recipient is Brenda Gonzalez.
Brenda, I will read this in her honor, and we will make sure she gets her certificate. Brenda, you are indeed peace personified. Just like the gentle spirit of the man for whom your reward is named, Chaplain James Leslie. You are a gentle but formidable peacemonger. You have created a very different kind of standard for peace and justice. Would that the world could follow your lead. Brenda, we love you, we honor you, we thank God for you.
It is not by accident that Ohio Wesleyan University is nicknamed the Bishops. Ohio Wesleyan has produced a significant number of Methodist bishops. Many of you have lived in residence halls named after them. Francis Gerald Inslee was one of our bishops, particularly known for his dedication to Christian education and Christian mission. The Bishop Francis Gerald Inslee Award was established in his honor to remember the importance of leadership, which promotes a strong relationship between church and college. And as one of the results of the strong church-college ties, strong Christian mission in the world. The 2017 recipient is Dominique Mejia.
Dom, with the possible exception of the incredible goofy way you run, you have blessed us with your pastoral, prophetic, academic, theological, administrative, and interpersonal gifts and graces. In your quiet and unassuming manner, you have impacted nearly every corner of our campus community. But God is not done with you, sir. You will continue to raise the bar of theological inquiry, pastoral care, and church leadership for decades to come. Dominique, we love you, man. We honor you, and we thank God for you.
For a living, he swept our floors and picked up after our untidiness. For a vocation, he was Ohio Wesleyan University's goodwill ambassador, always a warm greeting for everyone, even the most curmudgeonly among us. For a calling within his vocation, he was a servant of God, outshining all the rest of us in his fundraising for the crop walks, outsinging all the rest of us for his leadership in the Gospelaires, and outloving most of us in his faithful devotion to God and his church. The Tabin Blake Servant Leadership Award was established in his honor to remember the importance of leadership, which promotes the full scope of the university's informal motto, Education for Leadership and Service. And the 2017 recipient is Courtney Dunn.
Courtney Dunn, with a joyful energy and an inviting spirit, you are an engaged and passionate servant leader, eager scholar, force of fantastic fun. From your work as a journalist reporting on homelessness and human trafficking, your performance on stage, your ongoing work with student leaders, we know that you will continue this thoughtful, open, faith-filled approach to every space of your life. Courtney, we love you, we honor you, we thank God for you.
From 1948 to 1958, Dr. Arthur Fleming served as president of Ohio Wesleyan University. At President Eisenhower's invitation, Dr. Fleming left OWU in 1958 to become the first U.S. Secretary of Health, Education, and Welfare. In 1966, the New York Times wrote that Dr. Fleming was an evangelist for good government. His soft-spoken but outspoken demeanor helped him examine America's social ills, especially racism and health care, in an unflinching and caring way. When President Bill Clinton gave Dr. Fleming the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1994, he said, "Dr. Fleming is a man who transcended political party, generation, and race, seeking consensus on some of the great issues of our day." The Dr. Arthur Fleming Award was established in his memory to encourage the continued guidance of civic and political life by spiritual and intellectual nurture. The 2017 recipient is Desiree Young.
Like Mahatma Gandhi, you found yourself, Desiree, in the best possible way by losing yourself in the service of others. You're quiet, energetic, solid, faithful, and kaleidoscopic tapestry of service in the civic arts challenges every one of us to find our better selves in this best possible way of servant citizenship. Desiree, we love you, we honor you, and we thank God for you. Amen.
In the historic tradition of Ohio Wesleyan University's namesake, Oxford scholar and theologian John Wesley, and OWU's founder, Reverend Adam Poe, it is the mission of our university chaplaincy to nurture the faithful development of the intellectual and the intellectual development of the faithful by providing rigorous theological reflection, compassionate pastoral care, and fearless prophetic witness. Few OWU alumni reflect the success of that mission more powerfully than does Ohio Wesleyan's first female rabbi, Andrea Fisher Berlin. Rabbi Berlin holds degrees in anthropology, sociology, and world religions from Ohio Wesleyan University, and both ordination and an MHL from Hebrew Union College, the Jewish Institute of Religion. After serving Temple Sinai in Oakland, California for 13 years, Rabbi Berlin served nationally for the Union of Reformed Judaism to help congregations throughout North America achieve their highest goals. She is founder and CEO of Berlin Consulting and serves on the Central Conference of American Rabbis Ethics Committee and the Executive Board of the Pacific Association of Reformed Rabbis. The recipient of the Rachel Fisher Berlin Award for 2017 is Samantha Cacciatore.
Samantha, bred in the bones of your sacred heritage is this power of the feminine to work God's will in the world in spite of all the curses and contradictions. It is through that power that you, Samantha, have led the historic and faithful vision on this campus in so many ways. You are indeed a Rebecca, raring to be your highest self, becoming the embodiment of Tikkun Olam, the mending of the world. We love you. We honor you. We thank God for you. The other feminine power of our chaplain's office is also Dr. Cheryl McGinnis, who was our first Roman Catholic laywoman chaplain in the early 90s. She served as a Spanish professor, but also as the founder of many initiatives for mission at spring break, particularly Border Witness, the Tex-Mex Ventures. Her spirit continues to live out in the leadership of Mary Jeffries and others on this campus who vibrantly represent the power of the Methodist partnership with Catholicism. Tonight, the Cheryl McGinnis Award is awarded to Andrea Beavers. Andrea. Andrea, few people on this planet have a more healing heart than you do. Your heart is filled with a compassionate and active love for those whom Jesus called the least among us. We all have been blessed to be a part of your journey, and we pray for your continued calling for the goodness of others. Andrea, you truly have been and are and will be the presence of Christ among us. We love you, we honor you, we thank God for you.
Robert Meyer was vice president for business at Ohio Wesleyan for over 2 decades. He was well known for his strong ethics, his personal care for people, and his commitment to community service. He and his wife Betty served their church, their community, and the campus in many ways, especially Habitat for Humanity, Global Village, Andrews House, and Willowbrook Christian Community. And so the Robert and Betty Meyer Award was established in their honor to remember the importance of campus administrators and staff who faithfully live the historic mission of Ohio Wesleyan in all aspects of their life, so as to enrich both church and society. The 2017 recipient is Leslie Delerme Melton.
Leslie, you are one of the most determined and resourceful leaders on this campus. You bring a special blend of technical competence, strong communication skills, and advocacy for improvement and growth that challenge every one of us. Your heart is always first with the students on this campus, helping them to achieve their goals, both personally and professionally. You truly exemplify, Leslie, the very best of Ohio Wesleyan University, past, present, and future. We love you, we honor you, we thank God for you.
Another of our Ohio Wesleyan bishops was Francis Kearns, who served the church with intellect and grace. As a life trustee at Ohio Wesleyan, Bishop Kearns was especially dedicated to maintaining and strengthening the teaching faculty and the university's United Methodist connection. The Bishop Francis Emner Kearns Award was established in his honor to remember the importance of professors who faithfully live the historic mission of Ohio Wesleyan in all aspects of their life, so as to enrich both church and society. And the 2017 recipient is Professor Thomas Volber. Thomas.
Professor Wolber gave me a few brief notes to say about him, but we really don't have time for all of that. So, as briefly as possible, let me tell you about Dr. Thomas Wilbur. You, dear colleague, are the metaphorical mascot of all that is best about Ohio Wesleyan University faculty. Your personal and professional passions interweave like a symphonic stretto of a Bach fugue. Your melodic but meandering mumblings merge into simultaneously sounding counterpoints of compassion and confrontation and commitment with variant degrees of mathematical intricacy and formality and symmetry and thoughtful contradiction. But at any given moment, your documentable references might be any blend of German language and literature and civilization and comparative literature, environmental studies and higher education and homelessness, and the theology of ecology and the injustice of student financial access to education, and Agent Orange, and the beauty and civil necessity of trees, the urgent issue of food security and the community communications, classical music and ethics, each and all concerned laced with a heavy dose of insight and care for faith and social justice. We love you. We honor you. We thank God for you, man. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I, Jude Fahum, along with my fellow committee members Sharon Hayes, Chase Smith, and Dominic Mejia, are extremely excited and honored to welcome you all to the Ohio Wesleyan University Class of 2017 Baccalaureate service. For the second half of our final semester at OWU, we worked alongside the chaplain's office in planning this event, and we are pleased to share this opportunity, to share this reflective experience with you all, our friends and our family, our professors and our mentors, and our fellow classmates.
Baccalaureate at Ohio Wesleyan is a time for both reflection and celebration. It is a collaborative effort amongst the interfaith and multicultural communities of our campus. With the sharing of different faith traditions and through song, dance, and personal reflections, tonight the class of 2017 will present our spiritual journeys.
When considering the nature of this celebration, we thought of transformation. The ceremony celebrates many transformations: the physical landscape of this campus, the development of our intellect, and the growth of our spiritual identities. To most aptly describe this transformation, we chose the title Metamorphosis, which implies a natural and biological transformation. Indeed, we would not have received a full education if we did not emerge at least a little transformed.
Tonight is a celebration of these transformations. As you look through your program, you will see the many ways we will do so. In recognition of our diverse faith and non-faith journeys, we will express metamorphosis through a variety of channels, from dance to poetry, song to reflection, in holy scriptures of your own traditions and in texts that are unfamiliar to you. We invite you to bear witness to the beauty represented in these expressions. Now, please join me in welcoming our first participants in this evening's service, Olivia Lease, Colette Siddle, and Emily Phillips.
Hi. So I'm going to read the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'havta et Adonai Elohecha, ve'chol levavcha, uv'chol nafshecha, uv'chol meodecha, ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher Anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha bevetecha uvletecha v'derech uv'shachbecha uv'komecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot ben einecha uv'ktavtam al mezuzot betecha uvisharecha. Hear, O Israel, the Lord your God is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might. And these words that I command you today shall be on your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise. You shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and your gates.
Change has always been difficult for me. These past 3 years at Ohio Wesleyan have changed me in a lot of different ways. These changes have made me very thankful for the people in my life and for God. Through these changes, I found out what is really important in life. I have 3 Bible verses that have meant something to me along my journey here, and I hope they mean something for you as well. Deuteronomy 31, verse 6 said, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." This was an important lesson for me to learn, and I feel like we can all take something away from it. We are not done changing. This is just the beginning, and knowing that can help us feel a little bit more comforted, because even if we do not know it at the time, everything is going to be okay and is going to work out. Know that this is just the start. As Jeremiah 29, verse 11 said, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Change is never easy. It is the mindset that we apply with change that can make it a good or a bad experience. Changes always seem to be difficult, but they are worth it. Therefore, as we continue our metamorphoses, leave OWU, work new jobs, and experience new opportunities, know that change is going to happen, and it's going to be okay for all of us. As Corinthians 4, verse 16 through 18 said, "Therefore, we do not lose heart. Though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, and what is unseen is eternal." Thank you.
Hi, my name's Khadija,
And I'm Jude.
and we're going to be reciting a chapter and a verse from the Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, say I seek refuge with the Lord of daybreak, from the evil of that which He created, and from the evil of darkness when it settles, and from the evil of knotted spells, and from the evil of the envier when he envies.
يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير.
O mankind, indeed, we have created you from male and female, and made you people and tribes that you may know one another. Indeed, the most noble of you in the sight of Allah is the most righteous of you. Indeed, Allah is knowing and acquainted.
Thank you.
When I was younger, I was the kid that always irritated my parents with questions. Every second I would ask, but why, but how, to the most complicated questions I could think of. They would try their best to respond, but often didn't know how to answer many of my questions. They started getting me encyclopedia sets and textbooks for holidays and birthdays. That was all I ever needed to become a full-blown nerd. My parents always sent me to the best schools and paid for Catholic school education my entire life. My parents loved me deeply. When I visited Ohio Wesleyan, I fell in love. I knew that this was the place I wanted to be for the next 4 years. However, what I didn't know was that my parents would go into debt and no longer be able to afford my tuition. I instantly started working as many jobs as I could, stayed involved in all my extracurriculars, continued to be active in my SLU, Peace and Justice, and tried to do well in all my classes and labs. After a while, I drained myself. I got on average 3 hours of sleep a night and only ate when I had time. I made sure to send my parents money every other week and spend all of my free time studying and filling my head with knowledge. That's all I wanted to do. I tried so hard and studied so hard whenever I got the chance, but I never received the grades that I wanted or felt like I deserved. But I had completely discounted all that I was going through outside of the classroom. I hit rock bottom in my spiritual journey, and I felt like school wasn't designed for me. I felt invisible to the system. After reaching out to resources for help for the first time, I took the remainder of my time at Ohio Wesleyan to love myself and recognize the importance of self-love. I needed to learn what self-love meant and educate myself on mental health. For me, learning that it was okay not to be okay was the hardest part. I always felt like I needed to hold myself together and never let anyone see me down. In reality, I felt at my lowest. I am grateful to be alive to share this moment with you all today. Self-care is so important. It is impossible to be present for anyone that you love when you have depleted yourself. On life's journey, I hope that you all find your inner beauty and strength. There is always someone that loves you, but never forget how important it is to love yourself. Graduates, I am proud of you. I am proud of you for getting out of bed every day. I am proud of you for practicing self-care, and I am proud of you for finishing 4 years of studies at Ohio Wesleyan. I would like to leave you with a quote on self-love from Christine Rogers. "It is not your fault, and you aren't less than enough. You aren't what they did to you. You aren't the person that grew in all crooked and bent under the pressure of what happened to you. You aren't the awkwardness that came from being stepped over and over-pruned. You aren't the awkwardness that came from it all. You are the spirit that survived. You are the deep roots that continue to grow beneath the surface, even when you were outwardly rejected. You are the life that went on despite being mowed over. You are the beauty that remained, waiting patiently for the right time to bloom. And now, because you held on when the world turned you away, your strength and compassion are the kind that know no end. You, my dear, are so much more than enough. You are exceptional because you survived, because you beat the odds, because you are a warrior, a self-taught healer, and because now you have become a beacon of hope for others who suffered like you."
For those who do not know me, my name is Mario Veza, and my tapestry includes that of athletics, Catholicism, and science. I am honored to have been given the opportunity to be speaking in front of many incredible scholars and accomplished individuals. Born and raised in Long Island, New York, I experienced a good deal of culture shock when I first arrived in Delaware, Ohio. Some of my friends say that I reminded them of scenes from the movie My Cousin Vinny. I remember when I first ordered a pizza in Delaware, and when I asked for a large regular pie instead of a cheese pizza, I was looked at as if I were a crazy person. I've had to clarify that my name is Mario, not Mario, so many times to the point where I have had to call my parents and ask them myself. But over these 4 years at Ohio Wesleyan University, I have come to meet many illustrious individuals, not only from Ohio, but from countries like Afghanistan and Brazil, whom I hope to stay in touch with for the rest of my life. I have built meaningful and memorable relationships with my closest friends and also with the students and faculty whom I say hi to every day. Since my start here at OWU, I have come to find and experience remarkable places like our beautiful Jaywalk, Selby Stadium, and even Clancy's Pub that have truly made Ohio Wesleyan and Delaware a part of me. So as we are sent off from our Ohio Wesleyan family to take on life, I challenge all of us to take a step back, live in the moment, and realize how blessed we are to have grown over these 4 years from nervous freshmen to confident seniors. As Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "The purpose of life is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for newer and richer experience. Do what we love and success will follow." Thank you.
majesty aside. You reached out in love to show me life, lifted from darkness into light. Oh,
for a slave, traded his righteousness for shame. Despite all my pride and foolish ways, I'm caught in an infinite embrace. Oh,
and I find myself here on my knees again, caught up in grace like an avalanche. Nothing compares to this love, 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 burning in my heart. Savior and friend, breathing your life into my heart. Your word is the lamp unto my path. Forever I'm humbled by your love. Oh, and I find myself here on my knees again, caught up in grace like an avalanche. Nothing compares to this love, 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 burning in my heart.
burning in my
Take my life, take all that I am. With all that I am, I will love you.
Take my heart, take all that I have. Jesus, how I adore you.
Take my heart, take all that I am. With all that I am, I will love you. Take my heart, take all that I have. Jesus, how I adore you. And I find myself here on my knees again, caught up in grace like an avalanche. Nothing compares to this love, love, love.
What does a Somali, Venezolanets,
Muslim,
Jewish,
straight,
queer,
cis woman
agender
have in common?
I refuse to take birthright trips and a citizenship from an oppressive state that denies Palestinians human rights.
In my country, my teachers continue to silence me and proceed to explain what it's like to be me.
I could never properly discuss the ever-present colonial mindset and the queer and transphobias we face because people are still fighting against dictatorship since I was a child.
Even in a Muslim majority country, I still face anti-blackness from my own people.
Someone once asked me, how come you're so pale if you're Venezuelan?
When you wear a book bag and people automatically assume you're carrying a bomb.
How poetic is it that the stock market is built on top of a slave warehouse? Black people have never stopped being currency.
When professors and faculty accuse you of plagiarism because they can't believe you can write your own masterpiece because you're a student of color.
When professors and students, I'm not done, but thanks. When professors and students who have won diversity awards call me by she, even if I told them it's they, and when they still use derogatory terms against Black people and LGBTQ people.
The only safe spaces I found were the ones that me and my friends have built for ourselves.
I am in honor to be in presence of Black Girl Magic. My country is in a state of emergency. I don't know if anyone here watches the news, but yeah, I mean, it's true. So a friend in Canada and I are collecting donations to buy menstrual products and basic medical supplies. So if anyone would like to help, please contact me. Thank you. Gracias.
May God bless you with discomfort at easy answers, half-truths, and superficial relationships, so that you will live deep in your heart. May God bless you with anger at injustice, oppression, and exploitation of people and the earth, so that you will work for justice, equity, and peace. May God bless you with tears to shed for those who suffer, so that you will reach out your hands to comfort them and change their pain into joy. And may God bless you with the foolishness to think that you can make a difference in the world, so that you will do the things which others say can't be done.
la sabrosura con que esa morena mueve la cintura. A mí me gusta ver con la sabrosura con que esa morena mueve la cintura. Cuando llega al baile llama la atención y en el escenario ella se roba el show. Baila con su estilo como un figurín. Por eso es que yo digo que esa negra tiene swing y tiene swing y baila swing y goza swing. Qué lindo swing y tiene swing y baila swing y goza swing. Qué lindo swing, swing, swing.
Four years ago, as a young, naive 18-year-old, I remember feeling anxious about living on my own for the first time. Living in a small town for my entire life, I was also nervous about meeting new people. Before I began college, I never quite followed the saying, choose your friends wisely. Like many of my peers, I wanted to fit in with a group, and I chose the crowd that had a bad reputation. My friends in high school, not me, were known for disliking school and underage smoking. Some were even on probation. Looking back now, I realize how much I have been able to grow while at OU. I've had the freedom to meet new people and find myself at college. Also, 4 years ago, my father appeared on Channel 10 News. I still remember the headline, Sheriff's Canine helps alert deputy to 13 grams of heroin, drug paraphernalia. My father would spend the next 6 years in prison. But I don't have to follow in his footsteps. I faithfully follow the quote, you either take what has been dealt to you and allow it to make you a better person, or allow it to tear you down. Coming to OU helped me become a better person, rather than be torn down. One of my most memorable experiences at Ohio Wesleyan has been attending OMSA's pre-orientation for multicultural and first-generation students as a freshman. I met some of my closest and most remarkable friends in this program. I continued to be a part of the program, serving as a mentor for the next 3 years, and there I met many people of different backgrounds and cultures, which I may have not otherwise met. As a college freshman, I also knew I wanted a different living experience from the dorms, which were often impersonal and rather loud. So I took a chance and I interviewed for the SLUs, the Small Living Community, and I was accepted into the House of Peace and Justice. I remember looking up to the current members of P&J and admiring their dedication to social justice. Being a part of P&J over the past 3 years has allowed me to grow as I've learned to live in a community, and I've lived with so many incredible people with different ideas and beliefs. I'll always consider P&J to be my second home. All of these new friendships reflect who I am today. I've also had the freedom to find myself and my passions through courses that I have taken, clubs that I've participated in, such as Circle K and International Service Club, and different activities I've been a part of both on campus and in the Delaware community, such as being a mentor for the Delaware County Courthouse, mentoring middle school adolescents. My true passion is teaching, though, and as someone who loves learning, I've spent the past 15 weeks student teaching 7th grade, which has been an incredibly rewarding experience that challenges me not only to be knowledgeable about my content area, but also encourages me to be the best person that I can be. I have a greater sense of who I am today because of my experience at Ohio Wesleyan. Even though this is my personal story, I encourage you to think about how you have grown and changed over the past 4 years. What would you say about who you are today?
Hello, my name is Emma Nwidi, and I'll be reading Manifesto, the Mad Farmer Liberation Front by Wendell Berry. Love the quick profit, the annual raise, vacation with pay. Want more of everything ready-made. Be afraid to know your neighbors and to die. You will have a window in your head. Not even the future will be a mystery anymore. Your mind will be punched in a card and shut away in a little drawer. When they want you to buy something, they will call you. When they want you to die for profit, they will let you know. So friends, every day do something that won't compute. Love the Lord, love the world, work for nothing. Take all that you have and be poor. Denounce the government and embrace the flag. Hope to live in that free republic for which it stands. Give your approval to all you cannot understand. Praise ignorance. For what man has not encountered, he has not destroyed. Ask the questions that have no answers. Invest in the millennium. Plant sequoias. Say that your main crop is the forest that you did not plant, that you will not live to harvest. Say that the leaves are harvested when they have rotted into the mold. Call that prophet. Prophecy such returns. Put your faith in the 2 inches of humus that will build under the trees every 1,000 years. Listen to carrion. Put your ear close and hear the faint chattering of the songs that are to come. Expect the end of the world. Laugh. Laughter is immeasurable. Be joyful, though you have considered all the facts. So long as women do not go cheap for power, please women more than men. Ask yourself, will this satisfy a woman satisfied to bear a child? Will this disturb the sleep of a woman near to giving birth? Go with your love to the fields. Lie down in the shade, rest your head in her lap. Swear allegiance to what is nighest your thoughts. As soon as the generals and the politicos can predict the motions of your mind, lose it. Leave it as a sign to mark the false trail, the way you didn't go. Be like the fox who makes more tracks than necessary, some in the wrong direction. Practice resurrection.
Yes.
Praise the source of faith and learning that has sparked and stoked the mind with a passion for discerning how the world has been designed. Let the sense of wonder flowing from the wonders we survey keep our faith forever growing and renew our need to pray.
God of wisdom, we acknowledge that our science and our art and the breadth of human knowledge only partial truth impart. Far beyond our calculation lies a depth we cannot sound, where your purpose for creation and the pulse of life are found.
May our faith redeem the blunder of believing that our thought has displaced the grounds for wonder which the ancient prophets taught. May our learning curb the error which unthinking faith can breed, lest we justify some terror with an antiquated creed.
As 2 currents in a river fight each other's undertow, till converging they deliver one coherent steady flow. Blend, O God, our faith and learning, till they carve a single course, till they join as one returning praise to you and thanks to you, our source. We would now ask that the seniors present come forward, and please bring your program with you.
Within each of our hearts, there is a glorious light. Go forth and let its spark help you to understand what troubles both you and others.
Go forth and let this light guide your decisions for your future.
Go forth and bring its ray of hope to those in need of help in both body and spirit, that they may find healing.
Go forth and fan the flames of passion to help heal our world.
Go forth and spread the glow of love, pushing back a world of darkness.
Go forth and share your glorious light with the world, and may the peace and love of God go with you.
Amen.